12th standard chapter solid state. So now in 11th standard we have already studied about gaseous state and also some properties of liquid state. Now here in this chapter we are only going to study about solid state. Properties of solid state, classification of solid state, then structures of solid state, and effects of solid state, and various properties of solid state Dr. Sunil mentioned. Okay, so let's start with its classification. So, solid state has been classified into two. That is crystalline solid and amorphous solid. Now, why this solids has been classified into two? This classification is based on arrangement of atoms. It is based on arrangement of atoms. Now let's see how atoms of the solids are arranged. So let's start with crystalline solids. Okay. Now you can see here on screen that crystalline solids के जो atoms है ये कैसे है perfectly arranged है. The arrangement of solids are perfect. So first property है crystalline solids का arrangement of atoms are regular, or you can say they are perfectly arranged. Then next if you see this crystalline solid from microscope, तो तुम्हें जहाँ पे भी जहाँ तक दिखेगा atoms का arrangement वो कैसा रहेगा, सेम ही रहेगा ना. You can see here atoms are how they are same manner में है, same order. तुम फिगर से भी देखो, ये atom देखो इसके perfectly, if you see this is perfectly इसके लिए. This layer and this layer that are of same type, and this layer are of same type. So atoms कैसे है, एकदम perfectly arranged है. जहाँ तक भी तुम्हें दिखेगा सब कैसे है, सेम टाइप का अरेंजमेंट शो करते हैं. तो इसके लिए क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स को लॉन्ग रेंज ऑर्डर सॉलिड्स बोला जाता है. व्हाट दे आर नोन एज लॉन्ग रेंज ऑर्डर solids. Now next property है they have sharp. इसका melting point कैसा होता है, sharp होता है. They have sharp melting. Next property of crystalline solid is they are anisotropic in nature. कैसे होते हैं, anisotropic. Now you can see on screen one image. This image gives us the property of crystal, that is anisotropic. Now anisotropic का मतलब क्या होता है, property will be, what do you mean by anisotropy? The property in which property which changes with changing light. Okay? So यहाँ पे क्या होता है, properties changes with changing direction. अभी क्यों ऐसा होता है ना, you can see this, if you go in this direction C and D, in this direction, तो यहाँ पे क्या दिख रहा है तुम्हें, एटम्स जो आ रहे हैं वो डायरेक्शन में दे आर डिफरेंट. Yes, all of you, atoms which are coming in that direction are different. So if atoms are coming in this direction are different, then property भी क्या होगा? Change होगा. If you see in this direction, in direction of AB, atoms जो आ रहे हैं वो different है. And if you see in C and D and A and B, atoms जो आ रहे हैं वो different है. तो क्या होगा? Property भी क्या होगा? Change. Change होगा ना. Property will be also same. It will get changed, not same. It will get changed. Now, what properties are different? Which properties get different? Property like refractive index. Property like refractive index. Then electrical conductivity. Thermal conductivity. This property gets. Okay. Now, crystalline solids are two solids. They are two solids. Okay. So, इसके examples क्या है? What are the examples? For example, metals. All types of metals are crystalline in nature. Then salt, ionic salt, NaCl, KCl, they all are crystalline in nature. Then you can say diamond, graphite, fullerene, it is also crystalline in nature. Okay, so this was all about the crystalline solid. Now next is amorphous solid. Now here in amorphous solid, you can see in this picture कि ये जो solid है, इसके solids के अंदर जो atoms का arrangement है, ये कैसा है? एकदम irregular है क्या regular? नहीं है ना? तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे? Atoms of amorphous solid are irregularly arranged. That is irregularly arranged. Or you can say they are randomly arranged. They are randomly arranged. Now they are short range. They are known as short range solids. Now why short range solids? Why they are short range? Now you can see. अभी देखो ये इधर solid का arrangement. Now if you will see with microscope from this side. अभी ये atom देखो ये direction में जा रहा है. फिर इसने क्या कर दिया? Direction change कर दिया. फिर ये डायरेक्शन में जा रहा था and then again it has changed the direction. Then again it is changing its direction. Now again it is changing. So atoms का जो डायरेक्शन है, अरेंजमेंट है, वो क्या हो रहा है? चेंज हो रहा है. It is getting changed. So if arrangement is getting changed in short distance, so they are short range ordered solids. They are short range ordered solids. Then they do not have sharp melting point. They do not have sharp melting point. They melt gradually over a temperature interval. Okay. They are also isotropic in nature. Now, isotropic is opposite of anisotropic. Different direction, but property is same. डायरेक्शन चेंज होने पे इनका प्रॉपर्टी चेंज नहीं होता है, इट मींस सेम। दे आर नोन एज सूडो सॉलिड्स। ये कैसे है? सूडो सॉलिड्स। एंड ऑल्सो दे आर नोन एज सुपर कूल्ड लिक्विड। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ग्लास। नाउ सुपर कूल्ड का मतलब क्या होता है? एट वेरी हाई टेम्परेचर इट फ्लो लाइक अ लिक्विड, but at room temperature it gets freeze to solid state. तो room temperature पे वो solid state होता है, but at very high temperature it is like a liquid. But उनका जो atoms का arrangement होता है that is irregular. It is like a amorphous solid. तो भले ही वो दिखने के लिए solid दिखते हैं, but वो solid नहीं होते. उनका properties are not like a solid. जैसे कि glass है. Glass is a super cooled liquid. Okay. Then, what are the examples of amorphous solids? What are the examples? Glass, plastic, rubber. Okay. Then chalk, gel, butter. ये सब solids दिखने के लिए दिखते हैं, but they are not actually solids. Now, if you cut crystalline solid, you will get sharp edges. But if you cut amorphous solid, तुम्हारे जो edges होंगे, it will be a rough edges. Okay. So this is again the property of crystalline and amorphous solid. Now next we are going to study is isomorphism and polymorphism. The property of isomorphism and polymorphism, which is shown by solids, crystalline solids. Now what is isomorphism? Now name itself say iso का मतलब क्या होता है? Same. Iso यानी same. Morphism का मतलब है structure. Structure is same. Okay. Now two or more substances having same crystal structure are said to be isomorphism. क्या है इसका definition? Two or more substances showing same structure is isomorphism. अब सेम स्ट्रक्चर शो करने के पीछे रीजन है. Now what is the reason? Now for example, if I take NaF and MgO, they show similar structure. So similar structure होने के reason है they have same atomic ratio. They have same atomic ratio and difference in size is also very less. Difference in size of atoms is less. So now if you see here NaF, Na is present in ratio of 1 and chlorine is also present in ratio of 1. So ratio है यहाँ पे 1:1 और यहाँ पे भी ratio क्या है 1:1. Now next है NaNO3 and CaCO3. So if you see this, it is present in ratio of 1:1:3. Sodium 1, nitrogen 1, oxygen 3. Calcium 1, carbon 1, oxygen 3. 1:1:3. तो इनका रेशियो सेम है. साइज के बीच में अगर डिफरेंस भी देखोगे इट इज लेस एंड देयरफॉर दे शो सेम टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर. ओके एंड दे आर नोन एज isomorphous substance and this property is known as isomorphism. Next is polymorphism. So polymorphism में क्या होता है? Poly itself say it is different and morphism यानी structure. They show different structure. Now composition of substance will be same. But structure will be different. Now, for example, if you take diamond, graphite, fullerene, they consist of same substance. Composition same है. They consist of carbon only. But इनका structure कैसा है? Different है. Diamond is tetrahedral. Graphites are present in shapes and fullerene like a soccer ball. तो इनका structure कैसा होता है? Different होता है. Properties are also different. Diamond is hard, whereas graphite is soft. Diamond cannot conduct electricity, but graphite can. So structure change होने की वजह से पूरा identity change हो जाता है substance का, and that is known as polymorphism. Or you can also say polymorphism को allotropy भी बोला जाता है. It is also known as allotropy. Okay. Now next we are going to do is types of crystalline solids. Now you can see on screen ये classification है. Crystalline solids are being classified into molecular solids, ionic solids, network solids or covalent solids, and metallic solids. Okay, so here you can also write down. These are also known as covalent solids. सब लोग ये schematic अपने notebook में draw करके रखेंगे. And जो कुछ भी मैं यहाँ पे screen पे लिख रही हूँ, it is just for you people so that you can make proper notes. Okay, otherwise मैं सिर्फ explain करती थी. So all of you have to make notes of this. Okay, and molecular crystalline solid is further classified into non-polar, polar, and hydrogen bonded. It is further classified into non-polar molecular solid, polar molecular solid, and hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Okay. Now we'll study these solids in detail. अभी जो first है, that is हम लोग going to study is molecular solids. Okay. So molecular का first है polar molecular solids. Now for polar molecular solids, our examples are HCl, SO2. Okay. Now you will say HCl तो gas state में होता है या फिर में liquid state में लिखा रहेगा, ये gas state में होता है. तो फिर कैसे ये solid कैसे हो सकता है? So when this gas or liquid is converted to solid state, it is coming under molecular solids. Means molecular solids में वो solids आते हैं जिसका standard state is not solid. Standard state is not solid, but they are solidified. So such solids are coming under molecular solids. So polar molecular solid HCl, CO2, they are not, उनका natural state, standard state is not solid state, but they are solidified. And जब वो solid state में रहेंगे तो वो solids को polar molecular solids बोला जाएगा. Now polar molecular solids अभी HCl के बीच में solid state में है, तो ये HCl के बीच में जो interaction है वो कौन सा interaction है? dipole interaction. So in polar molecular solid, the interaction which is present is dipole interaction. Now these solids are soft क्योंकि इंटरेक्शन जो है वो कंपैरेटिवली वीक है आयोनिक कोवलेंट या फिर मेटालिक के कंपैरिजन में सो दे आर सॉफ्ट दे आर नॉन कंडक्टर दे डू नॉट कंडक्ट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इन सॉलिड स्टेट ओके एंड इंटरेक्शन इज कंपैरेटिवली वीक नाउ सेकंड जो है वो है नॉन पोलर मॉलिक्यूलर सॉलिड अब नॉन पोलर मॉलिक्यूलर सॉलिड्स के एग्जांपल्स आएगा ऑक्सीजन मीथेन Cl2 तो ये सब गैस स्टेट में है बट जब इनको हम लोग सॉलिड स्टेट में कन्वर्ट करेंगे तो ये क्या होंगे नॉन पोलर मॉलिक्यूलर सॉलिड्स हो जाएंगे नाउ व्हिच इंटरेक्शन इज प्रेजेंट हियर लंडन डिस्पर्शन फोर्स कौन सा इंटरेक्शन प्रेजेंट है लंडन डिस्पर्शन फोर्स The interaction which is present is London dispersion force. Now, again, if it is a London dispersion force, तो ये weakest force है. तो यहाँ पे जो interaction है ये weakest है. यहाँ पे weak है, but in non-polar it is weakest. They are extremely soft. They are also soft. They don't conduct electricity. And melting point is lowest. Now third है hydrogen bonded solid. Hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Now hydrogen bonded molecular solid के examples है water, ammonia, HF. उनका actual state is not solid state, but when they are converted to solid state, they come under hydrogen bonded molecular solid. तो यहाँ पे जो interaction present है, that is hydrogen bonded solid. That is hydrogen bond. Now this are hydrogen bond. Bond is strong. तो ये कैसे होता है? Hard होता है ना? We must have seen ice is hard. Okay. They are also non-conductor. Now if you compare melting point इन लोग का कंपेयर करोगे तो सबसे ज्यादा हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डेड बनेगा फिर आएगा पोलर का एंड देन सबसे जो लेस होगा इट विल बी ऑफ नॉन पोलर सो दैट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू द इंटरेक्शन बॉन्ड व्हिच इज प्रेजेंट बिटवीन them. So this was all about molecular solids. Now next we'll move on to ionic solids. Now ionic solid itself says यहाँ पे जो bond है it is an ionic bond. So in this solid we have substances consisting of positive and negative ions, of cation and anion. And इन लोग का जो साइज होगा कि जो साइज होगा it will be they will have different size will be different. They are polar molecules or you can say they are charged molecules and bond है यहाँ पे is an ionic bond. Ionic bond कैसा है? Strong bond है. Therefore, they are hard, but as well as they are brittle. Then they do not conduct electricity. They are non-conductor of electricity in solid state, but in molten state they can conduct electricity. Okay. Now also they have high melting point. You have the melting point because bond is strong. This bond is strong. Therefore, melting point is high. Now, what are the example of this? H2SO4, KCl, CaF2. These all are the examples. So when they will be in solid state, they won't conduct electricity. हाँ, but NaCl अगर water में जाता है, तो ये जो was all about ionic solids. Now next is metallic solids. Now metallic solids consist of metals. They consist of metals. अभी metals का क्या खासियत होता है? Metals have tendency to donate electron. Now why they have tendency to donate electron? Because they consist of free electrons जो हम लोग डोनेट करते हैं and they become positive charge. तो ये जो यहाँ पे है ये क्या है हमारा न्यूक्लियस है. Now for example सोडियम. तो सोडियम consists of 281. तो ये जो 28 अभी सोडियम कितना रहेगा न्यूक्लियस है. फर्स्ट शेल 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन and इसका नेक्स्ट शेल 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो ये जो पूरा यहाँ पे है न्यूक्लियस प्लस इलेक्ट्रॉन और ये जो 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन है मुझे तो अभी सपोज अगर ये सोडियम का शीट है, सोडियम का शीट, तो it consists of number of electrons. It has number of electrons. तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि metallic crystal के अंदर there is a sea of electrons. There is many electrons present. Many electrons are present. Okay. And ये जो attraction होता है तो हम लोग metallic bond is strong bond. कैसा है bond? Strong है और इसीलिए होते हैं they are hard but they are not brittle. They are ductile and malleable. And सभी सॉलिड के अंदर सिर्फ मेटालिक सॉलिड ही ऐसा सॉलिड है जो क्या करता है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट करता है. तो गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. Now why it is good conductor? Because it has many free electrons and that electron moves from one place to another place and conduct electricity. So इसके example you can take sodium, calcium, magnesium, cadmium. Now next, that is the last type. It is a covalent solid. Covalent solid consists of covalent bonds. It consists of covalent bonds. Covalent solid consists of covalent bonds. Covalent solids are present in dense network. Dense network, as you can see on screen. Diamond, this is graphite, and this is silver. तो ये कैसे present है? Dense network में present है. And since they are present in dense network, इन लोग कैसे होते हैं? सबसे strongest होते हैं. Are strongest solid. इनका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट जो होता है वो सबसे क्या होता है ज्यादा होता है. इट इज हार्डेस्ट. स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट होने की वजह से कहते हैं हार्डेस्ट है. हैव हाई मेल्टिंग पॉइंट. दे आर इनकम्प्रेसिबल एंड दे नॉट कंडक्ट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. no conduction of electricity. But इसका So this was all about the properties of solids and classification of solids. So for today's ये video के लिए इतना ही will continue for